Welcome to the May 2024 market report for beautiful Nova Scotia. We had some exciting news yesterday where the Bank of Canada decided to decrease their bank rate by 25 basis points, which equates to 0.25%. So whether or not that will make a big difference for folks, we'll have to wait and see. Now, I admit I was surprised and maybe a little disappointed at the rate cut. The economy did grow this first quarter, but at a slower pace than expected. Employment growth is still lagging and consumer spending is still putting pressure on inflation. I'll give you more of my thoughts towards the end. So let's get into the Nova Scotia real estate market report for May. First, let's have a look at the new listings. Nova Scotia had 1,764 new listings this past month. That's up 10.7% from 2023 and also up from 1,510 listings back in April. Halifax Dartmouth had 778 new listings, which is down from this time last year, but up from the month of April. Annapolis Valley had 310 new listings. That is up year over year as well as from a month ago. It does go to show that we are still in a spring market. Our spring peak has been later in the season these past few years, with our greatest month of new listings happening over the past 5 years back in June of 2022. The South Shore saw 191 new listings, and that is up both month over month and year over year. In the northern region, they saw 270 new listings. That is up from April, but that was down from this past year. There was a dip in new listings year over year for the Halifax and northern region, which could well be because there had been a lot more construction going on up until last year. Then we had continued increases to inflation and slowing real estate. Month over month, everybody is up across Nova Scotia for new listings for the month of May, which is again due to the late spring market. For the inventory of what home buyers have to choose from, we have to look at all the currently active listings, the residential listings, which is at 3,076 for all of Nova Scotia. This figure is up from May of last year and up from April. Again, these month over month increases are normal for this time of year. Halifax Dartmouth currently has 979 active listings, which is up month over month and year over year. Annapolis Valley is at 626 active listings, the South Shore 463, the Northern Region 486, and the Highland region, which covers a large area north of Halifax and part of Cape Breton, has 291 listings. Cape Breton had 135, and Yarmouth, which is the smallest of the regions, has 24 active listings. Looking at the month's supply, that's another way we analyze how your real estate market is doing. We calculate whether or not it's a buyer's or seller's market this way. The month of supply has actually been doubling in numbers year over year. The Highland region now has 10.3 months worth of inventory. The rest of the regions range from 4.5 to 6.8 months worth of supply, which is hovering around a balanced market. Halifax and Cape Breton again have 2.5 and 2.2 months of supply, so they're still in a seller's market. When analyzing list prices compared to sale prices, they are ranging between 95 and 100%, of course with Halifax sitting at the 100% mark. So basically, the list prices you see in the Halifax region are what you're going to have to pay. And if you're in competition, expect to pay over that list price. The other regions, the sale prices are on average 95 to 98% of the list prices. So buyers now know that there should be about 5% wiggle room off the list prices. Today's real estate market is about affordability. Nova Scotia currently sits at the bottom 4 of the most affordable housing for all the provinces. Here's a deep dive into what is currently available in Nova Scotia and what regions have the most inventory in those price ranges. Since Halifax Dartmouth has a third of all the listings in Nova Scotia, right off the bat, Halifax Dartmouth is going to have the most inventory in a lot of these categories. In the over $750,000 range, Halifax Dartmouth has 403 active listings. In the $500 to $750 range, Halifax Dartmouth again has 396 listings. This makes sense due to the population density there and the accessibility to the city center. If you're looking in the $300,000 to $500,000 price bracket, then you will have the most selection in the Annapolis Valley with 262 listings. Now, if you're looking for a real good bang for your buck, the northern region has the most inventory in the 0 to 300 range, which I think about 171 listings. Now, let's see what affordability translates to in the number of sales that actually happened in the month of May in the particular regions. Overall, Nova Scotia had 1,081 sales in the residential market, and that was down from last May by 4.6%, but that is an increase from April. The highest number of solds in 1 month in the past 5 years was at the peak of the pandemic back in April 2021. The number of sales have been steadily decreasing year over year on a provincial level since May of 2021. Halifax Dartmouth had 555 sales, down from both month over month and year over year. The Annapolis Valley is down from last year to 160 sales, and that has increased month over month. Looking at the South Shore, they've had a total of 96 sales, and you'll see in the rural areas such as Highland and Yarmouth that sales are actually up year over year and month over month. And this could well be because of the affordability factor, as prices tend to be a lot cheaper the further you go from the city centre of Halifax. You made it this far, so why don't you go ahead and click like and subscribe for more content about Nova Scotia real estate. Want to know what the homes are selling for in Nova Scotia for this past May? Well, these are media home sale prices for residential properties. The Nova Scotia home sale price for the month of May was $450,000. This is unchanged from April, but up 7.1% from last year. As I mentioned before in previous articles, in a normal market, like around 10 years ago, there would have been a market value increase year over year of about 6%. So a 7.1% increase isn't off the charts as far as I'm concerned. This is a normal market value progression. If we look at the average home sale price for Nova Scotia, it is sitting at $483,239. That's a $33,000 difference. So make sure you know what numbers you are looking at if you're comparing market value to a potential purchase. The northern region median home sale price is at $280,000 for this past May. That's down slightly from last year. The Highland region is getting the same amount at $280,000 for median home sales. That number is up year over year and month over month. Cape Breton is sitting at $255,000, and Yarmouth prices are up to $227,500. Drilling it down to some towns in these areas, Truro homes are fetching $351,500, while Pictou is selling for $186,500. Homes in Sydney are getting $259,500, while Yarmouth, being such a small region, their town home prices are coming in at the same amount as their regional prices at $327,500. Now, under the South Shore, the Atlantic side of Nova Scotia, south of Halifax, some beautiful sailing waters and oceanfront in this region, so there will be a wide range of property prices here. The median home sale price for this region is $395,950. Taking a closer look at some of the more popular towns, we have Liverpool home prices coming in at $217,000. Bridgewater, the largest town on the South Shore, has home prices of $383,500. Now, Chester is known to have some of the most expensive real estate per capita in Nova Scotia, attracting lovers of sailing and golf. Their median home sale price is $637,500. Now, Hubbard's is the last community before you hit the Halifax region. It has lots of sands and beaches and sailing there too. Their homes are selling for $420,000. Now, the Annapolis Valley region runs along the Bay of Fundy and has the highest population density outside Halifax Dartmouth region. Homes closer to Halifax are priced higher, so I'll go into a few more details about those desirable areas. The median home sale price for this region is $375,000, which is up from last year and up just $2,000 from last month. Home sale price, the closest to Halifax, Windsor, has seen a lot of growth over the past few years, especially in new construction. But with profit margins in that industry decreasing, so have the sales and pricing. The median home sale price here is $340,000. Next is Wolfville, which has many things going for it, including wineries and university. Home prices here are at $490,000. Kentville, the service center of the valley with government offices and hospitals located here, the median home sale price is $394,000. And next we have Greenwood, which is known for being the location of Canadian Air Force Base 14 Wing Greenwood. Real estate here has constant demand and turnover, so the median home sale price sits at $432,500. Let's have a look at Halifax Dartmouth, the busiest region in Nova Scotia. Halifax Dartmouth has a third of all Nova Scotia's listings here, and it has the highest population density, employment, and educational option. Median home sales here are at $550,000, which is down slightly from last month, but up from last year. It's interesting to have a look at the average sale price, which takes into account the dollar volumes at either end of the sales spectrum. The average home sales here are $607,000, which is 8.5% from last month, where there were a few significant home sales in the $1 million range in April, and that would have influenced the final sale numbers. But again, a difference of $57,000 between the median and average home sale prices. So make sure you are comparing apples to apples. Looking a bit closer to some popular neighborhoods in this area, we can see that on the Halifax Peninsula, homes were selling for $767,700. On the Dartmouth side, homes were being bought up at $652,000. And Timberley, where there's lots of new home construction, typically homes are selling for $650,000. In the popular Bedford area, homes were selling at $700,000. So that's the real deal with Dawn.